So we have alien landforms as part of our topic on wind, and the subject is geomorphology. And my name is Dr. Arun. And today we will see what are the different landforms that are result from the action of wind. Of course, some of these landforms are result of erosion, and some of these landforms are result of the deposition. And as we have seen yesterday, the erosive action of wind is the result of when we have sand particles that are suspended, and as a result of that, the wind it erodes, and it also have the constructive action in which it deposits. And normally wind is a very common agent where the other agents of geomorphic forces are absent, like glaciers are absent from deserts, water is mostly absent, and also the seawater or the coastal erosion is mostly not there. And Aeolian sediments, as we said, are composed of a typical size, because wind can just take uh, a very specific size when it comes to its erosion and also the abrasion. Mostly, it contains well-rounded sand to silt size particles, and these are actually weathered by the wind abrasion during the grinding processes. And as we have seen, when the velocity of the wind will decrease, the sediments will try to settle, and they set to form landforms that are a result of the Aeolian action. The wind deposits are very interesting, and they look spectacular in satellite images, in photographs. If you see the desert photographs, and you will have the feeling. And as for now, people love to go there for sightseeing, especially in terms of desert safari. And it has become a lifestyle for some sort of it also go for dune driving and things like that. You can see some of these things on the internet, and especially those countries, Gulf countries, they enjoy to be in the desert. Okay, the erosional landforms. We will start with the ventifacets, or these are basically the stones that have uh, been under the abrasion effect of wind, and they have polished sides. The sides of these stones are polished. More than one side of this is polished, and they are part of the wind abrasion, and they indicate that there was a strong presence of wind in this area. Especially the abrasion happens, as we have seen, when the sand particles are moved in traction or rolling motion, and then they are like bombarded on these surfaces like again and again, and as a result of that, these stones are polished. They are not easy to find. This particular example is from Antarctica, where glacial action is minimum, or where the glacial actions are not present at the time. And however, ventifacets, or these type of polished, more than one side polished stones are relatively rare. They are not easy to find, but you can find it in most of the deserts, especially the Sahara Desert, and also the um, great Arabian Desert, Nafud Desert, Gobi Desert. We have Thar and Cholistan Desert in Pakistan. Yarding or Yardang, this is actually a feature. Yardang is a feature that is actually formed by the action of wind and it uh, seems and very similar to the action of water. And in this, you don't see any water that is flowing here in this valley, but it is actually the wind that transports the sand particles here, and they cause abrasion and deflation in which the sand particles are picked after being eroded, and they are removed from here. Mostly these type of features, we have the weak lithologies in between this, because this was a continuous sedimentary layer, and there was like maybe fractures, and along that fractures these valleys they form, and these are normally allocated in the direction of prevailing wind. So mostly this will be the direction of wind according to, as I am moving my arrow, you can see that this would be the direction of wind. And the weaker part of these sedimentary units is commonly eroded, and they can form in, like you can see, you can see these yardings in kilometers and kilometers. So they are also very important feature of the erosion. Let me see. Okay. And then comes the mushroom table or pedestal rock. Maybe you have seen this type of rock. Maybe you have seen this type of rock on some geomorphology books, or maybe on the internet. And you can see that all of this rock is actually holded by this thin silver of this is just like the pillar that is supporting this big mushroom shape. Have you seen mushrooms? आप लोगों ने कभी mushroom देखी है?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is actually, it has a broad upper part and a very narrow, very small support that actually supports it from the down there. And the thing is, this could be a strong lithology. Strong lithology means it is resistant to weathering by wind, and maybe the lower part that was more damaged by the wind, and wind as it moves along this place, and it removes the lower layer, and it becomes weak and weak, and maybe chances are there that after some time, when this pillar is lost due to the abrasive action of the wind, then maybe you will have this on the ground nearby. Okay, that's what we call the mushroom table or pedestal rock. Desert pavement uh, or lag deposits, it actually forms in deserts, and where the selective action of wind, wind क्या करती है इसमें से fine grain sediments को वो उठा लेती है, and the cobbles and pebbles, they are still on the ground, and they are not picked by the wind, because wind cannot pick bigger particles like pebbles or gravels. And as a result of this process, the this deflation plane, or these are the lag deposits, and as a result of these lag deposits, you can see that this is a rocky surface. It is not a sandy surface anymore. It looks like a rocky surface, and it is very common to find these type of desert pavements in many areas. I have seen few in Balochistan and also in Saudi Arabia. You guys can also see, maybe if you go to the desert, Cholistan, or maybe in Thar Desert, you can see some of these plains. And if you do the Urdu of this desert pavement, you can call it the Farsh, Sehra ka Farsh, like the base of the desert, you can call it. And it has different names in different areas, like in Western Sahara they call it Reg. Sarir in Eastern Sahara, maybe an Arabic roots, and then in and Gibir in Eastern Sahara, Western Sahara, Sarir, and then Australia, it is called Sai. Gabir in Australia, and Sai, it is called in Central Asia. So these are some of the terms that different regions they use, and a lot of people are inhabitants of the deserts. Then comes blowouts. Blowout is actually a depression. You can see this is about, if you see 1 kilometer of view, maybe half a kilometer of depression. What happens in a dune ecosystem, and there is a removal of a big amount of sand, maybe tons of sand from this area, and where we have no sedimentation, especially you can say that little compaction, or where the sediments are not well cemented, and if the wind is strong, it can take uh, a big chunk of these sediments, and maybe it can take and deposit somewhere else. Or these type of features, we call them as blowouts, and you can sometimes find these type of features from satellite images. And this is the land surface, and you can see the selective removal of this particular area. Now we continue with some depositional landforms, and depositional landforms are actually the result of sedimentation by the wind, and it includes the wind or sand ripples. You have seen a lot of these photographs before, and they look like the typical pattern in the desert. And these are actually, you can call it as wind ripples or sand ripples, and they are very small in terms the height of this ripple is not more than 2 inches, and it's very small. It's normally the type of ripples that you see in any desert, and normally they are formed by the crosswinds. Like for example, when you have wind in this direction, wind in this direction, and then maybe wind in this direction. But they are not like, they are not telling you a direction, and they can form in multiple directions. And okay, let me check if we have some. Okay. Okay. Dunes we will see shortly. These are different than dunes because of their height and also the direction. As we mentioned, they can form in multiple directions. Loess, we have already discussed. It is actually the deposit, and you can say that this is just like the when the velocity of the wind is lower, it just deposits all of its carrier, like the transported sediments at one location. And the typical size of these sediments is silt, that is very common in this type of deposits. Mostly they are buff colored, non-indurated, calcareous and permeable, like brownish, light yellowish brown type of these sediments. And they are normally calcareous and permeable, and they can occur at any height, especially, and normally the origin of these type of sediments is outwash plains of glaciers, where the glaciers have their sediments, and then that stream dries up, and then wind comes in, and that wind actually picks all the sediments and deposits at a new location. Attak Kamalpur area in Pakistan, it has lush deposits and they are used for different purposes, especially in agriculture, because these type of soils are very high in magnesium and calcium, and that can be used for agriculture and benefit. Now, the next is sand dunes. And in sand dunes, the sand, as you see, this big hill that is formed by that of the sand. And you can say that we have the leeward side and we have the windward side. Okay. And these are further divided into various types. We will see that shortly. Okay. So the first type, we call it as Barkhan or Parchan dunes, and in this type you can see that these are like crescent shape. Let's say maybe you see the moon, especially the moon when you do the moon sighting, so you will see especially this type of shape, and this is the direction of wind. So this is the first type of dunes. We call it as Parchan dunes. And then you see the dunes continuously, and they don't have separate shapes, and it has a continuous geometry and a continuous shape. We call them as the transverse dunes, linear dunes, और longitudinal dunes भी कहते हैं इसको, और सियाफ dunes भी कहते हैं, SEIF. And you can see that these type of dunes are actually formed by the direction of wind in more than one direction, and you can see that the shape of these dunes is like a line that is perpendicular to the direction, or maybe at an angle to the direction of wind. Then comes the parabolic dunes. In parabolic dunes, you can see a depression in here, and then some vegetation support on the top. And as a result of that, you can see the shape of it is reversal of what we see in the Barkhan dune. And these type of dunes, we call them as parabolic dunes. And the last one is the star dunes. Star dunes are such type of dunes in which the direction of wind is more than 2 or 3 or maybe sometimes 4. And they actually, when you see it from the satellite image, you can just see that they look like a star. Here we have a example in which Barkhan dunes are becoming the transverse dunes, and in which the actually it depends on the speed of the wind and also the size of the sediments that are available there. And if there is any change in the speed, then maybe one type of dunes can be changed into another. Like for example, if these Barkhan dunes, they join and become transverse dunes, they can do that. And one type of dune, they can transfer into the other type of a dune. Okay, we have, I think, a question. Let's see what it is. Yes, there was one hand raised, I guess. किसी ने क्वेश्चन पूछना था? Anybody wanted to ask a question?
सर ये बारचन ड्यून्स दोबारा समझा दें सर.
Okay, let's go back and see the Barkhan dunes. Some people, they call it as Barkhan dunes or Barkhan dunes. Yes. And you can see basically we will discuss them in detail. You can see that इनकी जो शेप होती है, आपने कभी हलाले अहमर का सिंबल देखा है? तो उसमें भी आपको एक चांद नजर आता है इस तरह का. तो बिल्कुल it has the shape of the moon, not the complete moon but the moon, half of it or maybe very small chunk of it. जो शुरू वाली जो dates होती हैं उसमें आपको जो moon नजर आता है तो उसकी बिल्कुल shape इसी तरह की होती है। तो इसमें ये होता है कि कोई obstacle आ जाती है direction of wind में, and the wind it actually moves from this direction, and as a result of that you can see there is a prevailing shape of it, and this is the windward side, ये wind
सर
वाली side
स्क्रीन
है।
नहीं शो हो रही सर।
Oh okay, let me see again, there is a problem with the sharing, let me check again। Okay, now you can see, अभी नजर आ रही है आपको?
नो सर, अभी आ रही है।
आ गई अभी?
यस
ओके
सर।
हाँ, तो यहाँ पर ये बारकान ड्यून्स हैं या बार्चन ड्यून्स हैं। तो ड्यून टाइप्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इफ यू वांट टू परस्यू in further in understanding the desert environments, and you see they look like a shape of a crescent shape, that is the moon, जो चांद आपको नजर आता है स्टार्ट वाली डेट्स में, जिसमें आपका जो मून है उसकी जो शेप है बिल्कुल इस तरह की होती है, एंड दिस इज द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द विंड, and as the wind moves from this place to the other, there is some obstacle or there is some drop down in the velocity of wind, and as a result of that you see sometime these type of deposits in which you see two types of sides. This is the windward side and this is the leeward side। जिस तरफ से विंड आ रही है उस तरफ को हम विंडवर्ड साइड कहते हैं, और जिस तरफ को वो जा रही है लाइक दी डाउन स्लोप उसको हम कहते हैं लीवर्ड साइड। और यहाँ पर अगर आप देखें तो यू कैन सी दैट द सैंड इज फ्लोइंग फ्रॉम दिस प्लेस टू दिस, एंड दिस इज मोर लाइक जेंटल, ये स्लोप जो होगी जेंटल है, एंड दिस स्लोप इज मोर लाइक steep or vertical sometime. So this is how we normally define the Barkhan dunes. Okay.
यस
सर थैंक यू
सर।
Welcome. Yes.
सर अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
वालेकुम सलाम। Yes.
सर आप एओलियन टर्म को एक्सप्लेन कर देंगे?
Actually, any process that is linked with wind, whether it is the erosion of wind, whether it is the deposition of the wind, or the formation of any landforms result of wind, we call it as aeolian। तो उसको हम generally aeolian landform कहते हैं। And some people they just start with the E, the spellings of aeolian, and some people they start with AE। So it's okay, you can do the both। This term is actually related to any process that is linked with wind। Okay।
Yes sir, thank you।
Welcome। Anyone else?